keep everything. Well, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. My name's Matt McCoy. I'm chair of the Board of Supervisors, and I'd like to first of all begin by thanking you all for being part of this project today. I also wanted to recognize my colleagues who, many are not here but wanted to be here, for their support of this vital project. What began as an effort to find a better way to treat victims of sexual assault has transpired into today, this event. This has been a learning experience for me as an elected official. First of all, working with and around this issue, I've had the support of Shannon Knutson, Executive Director of the S.A.F E Center of Iowa. I learned a great deal from Shannon, but what I did learn, and the sheriff can probably agree with this later, is that victims are often referred to hospital waiting rooms where they're examined by sexual assault nurses, many times after waiting several hours. The victims of sexual assault do go through a lot, and not every hospital has sane nurses available on duty. Shannon and her team are often called to dispatch and locate and assign a sane nurse to a patient. Patients are often, as I said, in waiting rooms, telling their story through shift changes, waiting for someone to come in and examine them and hear their story and help them in their healing process. We looked for space where this would work, where we could locate a center, and we ran it across DMU 32 Health and Business Complex at 3,200 Grand. And we took our first walk through that building and looked at the space and looked at what could be possible. Don and Margot Blumenthal then took lead on this project by calling the community together and organizing a community forum where we invited the community to come together, people from all parts of the system who work around sexual assault, law enforcement, hospitals, sane nurses, former prosecutors, victim advocates, and therapists. More than 50 people showed up to discuss the possibility and need for a program like this. Everyone's goal was the same, simply to make this a reality. Following the meeting, with a lead gift from Don and Margot Blumenthal and their daughter Jocelyn, they led the way by guaranteeing and helping Polk County guarantee a 3-year lease, making a commitment at Polk County of over $500,000 for the next 36 months to build Iowa's first ever S.A.F E Center. Our S.A.F E Center will be the first, but we hope it will not be the last, delivering vital services to victims where they're seen and where they're heard, hitting all 4 corners of our state. Again, we want this to be a place where we deliver compassionate, comprehensive care for victims, promoting education and prevention in Polk County. S.A.F E will employ credentialed and competent staff to treat victims and begin the healing process. And with that, I will introduce Shannon Knutson, who is, as I mentioned, the Executive Director of the S.A.F E Center of Iowa, and she will tell you about the great team and work that lies ahead. Thank you.
Survivors of intimate partner crimes often endure some of the deepest wounds imaginable. Yet many still have no guaranteed access to care from trained professionals. No one should ever have to know what to do after being sexually assaulted. Yet more than 500,000 Americans each year, 1 in 3 women, 1 in 4 men, are forced to learn. Think back to your adolescence or your young adult years. You may remember being told how to avoid becoming a victim. Stay in groups, park under a light, never leave your drink unattended. But what happens when you do all those things, you do everything right, and it still doesn't work? when you come to find yourself the victim of a horrific personal crime, when you not even knowing where to turn for basic health care or emotional support. Too often, the system leaves victims, our friends, our family, our neighbors, feeling alone, fearful, and ashamed. Yet, how we respond in those critical moments can change the entire trajectory of a survivor's life. It is essential that help is ready, accessible, and compassionate so that every person who experiences violence can find safety, healing, and hope. According to the 2023 Iowa Attorney General's Victim Assistance Section, 54,404 Iowans sought help because of crime. Nearly 40,000 of those were survivors of intimate partner crimes, such as sexual assault, domestic violence, or human trafficking, making up 73% of all requests for assistance. That's more than 100 Iowans each day seeking the assistance, many of whom will still go without due to barriers in access or lack of trained providers. The S.A.F E Center of Iowa was founded to bring that same level of coordinated, survivor-centered approach response to our state. The S.A.F E Center of Iowa is committed to strengthening the statewide network of support through professional training, resource sharing, and collaborative outreach. Our mission is to ensure that every survivor in every community has access to comprehensive, trauma-informed care, free of charge and without judgment. Similar centers established throughout the nation have demonstrated the powerful impact of specialized trauma-informed response models. In those communities, the number of survivors seeking critical care for their health and safety tripled, while perpetrator accountability increased 75%. Those outcomes show that survivors know when compassionate, expert care is available, they come forward. And when systems work together, justice and healing follow. As professionals, we must acknowledge our vital role in addressing this public health epidemic. Through collaboration with hospitals, law enforcement, advocate agencies, and community partners, the S.A.F E Center of Iowa will deliver a unified response that meets each survivor's individual needs while advancing the health, safety, and resilience of our communities. The collaboration and partnership of experts at the S.A.F E Center of Iowa will reduce sexual violence and other intimate partner crimes, ensuring that all survivors receive the care, advocacy, and respect they deserve.
Thank you, Shannon. Sheriff Kevin Schneider of the Polk County Sheriff's Office. And first of all, I wanted to let you know I've worked with Shannon on a few things, and she doesn't like the word no. She will get it done, and she has gotten it done with the help of Polk County and the Blumenthal family, and we're very proud to be a part of it. So on behalf of the Polk County Sheriffs, I want everybody to know how much we support this effort. For us in public safety, this partnership is not just important, it is essential. Our deputies are often the first to meet survivors in some of the most difficult moments of their lives. What happens to those in those first few minutes sets the tone for the healing, the trust, and the justice. The S.A.F E Center will give a trusted trauma-informed place to bring survivors a place to receive compassion, care, advocacy, and expert forensic support, which is very, very important. The project strengthens every part of the response, from evidence collection to advocacy to prosecution, while ensuring the survivors are treated with dignity and respect every step of the way. It represents the kind of collaboration our community expects, the kind that they deserve. The medicine and the law enforcement professionals working together for a single outcome. I want to thank the Polk County Board of Supervisors for recognizing how critical this work is and investing a vision that will make our community safer and stronger. To Shannon, to the medical professionals, the advocates, the volunteers, you have our full support. The men and women of the Polk County Sheriff's Office are proud to stand beside you in this mission. Together, we're setting a higher standard for how we serve victims and hold offenders accountable. The S.A.F E Center in Iowa is a model for now and the future, and we're proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Recognizing that every person has a story, unique needs, and inherent dignity, we believe that each individual deserves to be cared for with compassion and respect. Every person has a journey in life, and experiences of sexual assault or other violent crimes should never define that path. Yet, for those who endure such deeply personal trauma, life can feel suddenly halted, dreams disrupted, and goals placed out of reach. The S.A.F E Center of Iowa will walk beside survivors on their path to healing, working collaboratively across all professional disciplines to ensure that no one is defined by what happened to them. The S.A.F E Center of Iowa team strives to empower each survivor to reclaim their goals, their confidence, and their voice. As victim advocates, we understand how overwhelming and isolating the process can be. From the very first question of where to turn for help, the S.A.F E Center of Iowa provides a welcoming space where professionals from multiple fields come together to meet survivors exactly where they are. Survivors will find not only access to care, but knowledge, choice, and empowerment. Trauma-informed care is not simply a service. It is our standard of practice. Every professional at the S.A.F E Center is committed to ensuring survivors feel safe, respected, and fully in control of their journey. From medical and advocacy, individual needs, while advancing the health, safety, and resilience of our communities. The collaboration and partnership of experts at the S.A.F E Center of Iowa will reduce sexual violence and other intimate partner crimes, ensuring that all survivors receive the care, advocacy, and respect they deserve.
With coordinated efforts, the S.A.F E Center is building a more connected, informed, and survivor-centered system across our state. We are deeply honored to partner with the organizations, professionals, and community members who share our unwavering commitment to health, safety, dignity, and justice for all survivors. As the founder and executive director of the S.A.F E Center of Iowa, I must acknowledge that none of this progress or the ability to serve Iowans would be possible without the dedication and generosity of our community partners. We are especially grateful to the Polk County Board of Supervisors, particularly Matt McCoy and Frank Marasco, who worked tirelessly, effortlessly, very hard for many months, and to the Blumenthal family, Dawn, Margot, and Jocelyn, for their continued stewardship, leadership, and advocacy. Mark Feldman and Dr. Terry Wallig, and Roxanne Conlon for their steadfast support and belief in our mission. Our sincere appreciation extends to those leading our facility renovations to be completed spring of 2026. I'll ask them to stand. SLAM Collaborative, Modus Engineering, and Hansen Company, whose expertise is helping create a space where healing can truly begin. I'll ask Abbott to stand. We also thank Abbott Laboratories for their partnership in ensuring our patients have access to vital testing. We are fortunate to recognize the volunteer leadership from Dr. Linda Railsback, who was one of the first to move the Iowa forward in sexual assault care, and the continued leadership of Dr. Rebecca Shaw, Dr. Karen Olson, and Dr. Noreen O'Shea. I think Dr. O'Shea is the only one that's here, whose medical expertise and compassion continue to guide our work. Our sexual assault nurse examiners, our advocate agencies, law enforcement agencies, DCI, and judicial professionals. Thank you for coming together to recognize that survivors deserve better and for working side by side to make a vision a reality. That journey has been years in the making, achieved only through the tireless dedication of many. And my board members standing behind me, Brian Flaccade, Jerry Babb, Mike Halverson, Nate Welty, Olivia McAtee, Megan Guns, Maria Alonso, Joseph Vivone, Alice Weisner, Mike Furjack, and Sarah McMillan. And to our families, thank you. Your countless hours, commitment, and belief in our mission have brought the SAFE Center of Iowa from vision to reality. We are also grateful for the continued support expressed from the Iowa Attorney General's Office, Iowa Department of Public Health, and Iowa Secretary of State's Office, along with many other individuals and organizations who have answered a call, shown up, offered advice, listened, or donated. Each of you has played a vital role in leading us to this moment. We are profoundly grateful for your friendship, support, collaboration, and partnership. If you are here today and not yet familiar with the SAFE Center of Iowa, I encourage you to connect with one of our board members or visit our website at safecenteroiowa.com and take a booklet or two, they're in the back, to share with a friend. I also invite you to join us for our second annual Teal Tie Gala on April 30th as we continue to raise awareness and strengthen services for survivors. Someone you know, love, and care about has been impacted by sexual violence. Together, we can ensure that when they reach out for help, the SAFE Center of Iowa will be there. Thank you for standing with us, for believing in this mission, and for helping us bring hope, healing, and safety to those who need it most. Dawn and Margot.
Well, first of all, I'm going to let my wife talk first if I want to get along tonight.
I think he always hands me the responsibility, but here I am. Okay. We came without prepared notes, and I'm being very casual with you because our favorite dog, Golden Retriever, Mr. B, just passed away on Sunday, so I was not prepared with a speech today. But I do want to thank Polk County, Matt, and the board for supporting this, Shannon, all the board here, all of you, Sheriff's Department, for pitching in and making this a reality. I want to thank all the in-kind generosity, Hanson's good friends, all of you, Abbott, all of you who are helped making this project possible. My husband and I have supported a number of projects in our city, and some of them within the same realm, and that would be Dorothy's House. So this is really not new to us, and we're very happy to be here and to be able to provide some of the lead funding for this project. And it is our hope that many of our friends will join in funding and completing this project. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank Matt. We've known each other how long, Matt?
Forever.
Pretty much.
Years.
He is so dedicated. Shannon, of course, but this project is needed. It's going to go down in Iowa's history, and other states will follow, and women have to be treated with respect.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, and would be happy to take any questions. Obviously, if they're tough questions, Shannon will answer, but yes, sir.
Hi, William Morris with Register. Just a question about space. You talked about square footage, staffing, hours, what is open?
We don't have an open date yet. Spring of 2026. It will be, like Matt said, at DMU 32 is where our new space will be. Our goal is to be able to serve the community by late spring of 26. So we are hoping to get to work real quick. So staffing wise, our goal will ultimately be 24/7. And, we are working hard to find ways to make that happen, and definitely by everybody being here and helping show support, we're optimistic that we can achieve that. Oh, square footage, it's a little over 9,000 square foot. And then also it will be very victim-centered as far as the room build, the entire facility build out as well, and making sure that patients are not re-exposed to trauma. Obviously, we'll have medical services there, and then advocate agencies are welcome to meet their clients there as well. And then law enforcement can meet their clients there also. They can do the interview there if they want. So really, victims will not have to make multiple stops or pick up the phone multiple times, learn multiple bus routes, whatever it is to get services. Those services won't go away. They can if they want, but the goal is to bring it all under one place so that they can access right there. So obviously besides what we've mentioned here with Polk County Board of Supervisors being very supportive and involved, and all of our donors with the Blumenthals, so our build-out team, our renovation team, and then Abbott Laboratories with some vital testing for us to be able to offer patients. Obviously, the crime lab is involved because that's where the evidence goes. All of our local law enforcement agencies have shown up and been very supportive. Brenna Bird has spoke at our last gala in support of this. Iowa Department of Public Health offers support. There's so many that have stepped up to the plate to offer that support. You've been working on budget a lot, Joey.
Hi, I'm Joseph Favone. The current budget we're looking at is roughly, for the first 3 years of the term, we're looking at about $500,000 for overhead and maintenance for the facility. On top of that, we're expanding to about $1 million operating budget for overhead and maintenance for the employees and victims.
The lease was approved today by the Board of Supervisors to enter into the lease, so the commitment is there. And I spoke with our partners yesterday at 32, and they're ready for us to begin when we execute the lease. So we'll be doing that immediately. So that'll be happening today or tomorrow, right, Frank? One of my supervisors joined me, my vice chair, Jill Altringer, and she was also a very supportive partner in the project. So this is a great project. These things don't happen without everybody coming together, and I think that's what we wanted today to be, a celebration of all the partners that are helping make this possible and to move forward with something that is going to be a real asset for the community moving forward. Great to have everybody here today, and thank you all for being part of this in your own way. You're making this happen, and I think we're going to really have something to celebrate when we open the doors. So thank you all.